enra pa yenya opportunity Cape against Argentina na ye sha game ni wiye na ya san so be Black Stars and Colombia me Christian no kra na say enra before the game obi ana say woma game na ye hu bia na Colombia do be say Colombia the team no more money and they me I was just fighting them because na Argentina ne France na ne no Colombia on the FIFA ranking Colombia are ahead of us. I admit that, but na me nyintum say ye ne Colombia komobo ntino ye nwu ye hu say de ye ne France bi ena na kwa kusi akan, but for the performance team no dan edin run dey avem say obi anu okasa asem bi anu I vindicated e won nkoma no odi especially after watching Cape Verde. My goodness, Cape Verde and Argentina akai Argentina Cape Verde and Argentina call extra time almost force Argentina to play an extra 30 minutes in the game. Nah
yana kasa ompo mani yensino bia ba me ade enye yi ni me pese make ba ka che se be ya ma yode ne enye that is why before say be call this World Cup me catch no bia say lower down your expectations because blaster team here they call World Cup no Ghana call World Cup but the West team they call World Cup no as our team they call this World Cup we to worsen the case sa Nigeria changing a buy na answer man temno esa she mi Nigeria no kina say World Cup ye kuyi ye nkonko ye bibi papa bi asa and I mean, I believe no. There were so many Ghanaians now they shared my belief. But they raise your more expectation. Hey, the way I started World Cup, no, your boy first game you know. Okay, your boy first game it was against Panama. We struggled to win against Panama. But the most important thing at the World Cup is that the way you win sometimes do not matter. Just win. Then you have 3 points. Enti ase Panama wie kwaya fa so se Panama no ehun hye na inya Ghana wie ni ya je 3 points at home. Then na man for we say the biggest game in the group any England game no, the way we played against England, the way we defended against England, you know, and a man Ghana for no do na gide say there be team we are near say enkoye hwe e World Cup you know afi de gidi kakraba. So the same blasters and a man Ghana for hope say e bi o betimi akwa bibi at this World Cup. Mandy before say be blasters in sense no so no. Yen take a minute, more than a minute, ni acknowledge Cape Verde. Now, the first time a Cape Verde ever walk up in you.
Yeah.
Cape Verde ever walk up no. The first game was against the current European champion. And a Cape Verde enya the first point at the World Cup against the current European champion in Spain. Andy, Spain no enya the just current European champion no. Sieka one of the favorites. I bet me aji World Cup here. Someone for the Spain can home. But Cape Verde now a small country, small as in population, any land size in Nano. Cape Verde is just a small country. Or more World Cup be that.
Yeah.
Now Cape Verde ba World Cup no, Andy baptism of fire. So the first game no ba bono. Omomontia Spain. Amo Cape Verde. Cape Verde stood against Spain. Here we game no. Na Cape Verde at the 1 point kufi. as if that was not good enough. And I start, now worse enough. And a Spain, Cape Verde next game was against, I think they played against Uruguay. So Spain the current champion of Europe. Spain former champion of the World Cup. Spain had the World Cup in 2010. Owie na no Osaibo botia Uruguay and also Aji World Cup no on 2 different occasions. Another former champion of the world. Sabuni mwa you started World Cup no. Uruguay energy the first one in 1930. Biabeka say Uruguay edgy in 1930 because they were the host. Bandi Oji 1930 we no. Uruguay again came back and won the World Cup again around 1970 thereabout. We no and outside Saudi Arabia about 0-0. Cape Verde in the group with Spain, Uruguay and Saudi Arabia no. Na Cape Verde atosumienu in the group. Cape Verde is one of the reasons in here Uruguay and Jimmy qualify you. You both group review no. Uruguay na oye waji World Cup no twice no. And you confie one team qualify in group stage no. And a Cape Verde atosumiensa. Atosumienu. A qualify automatically to the next stage. Andy, to worsen their case, Cape Verde about Spain, Cape Verde about Uruguay, Cape Verde about Saudi Arabia, run 32. Yam Sanfa team Nikoma Cape Verde, ye the Argentina and the Cape Verde. Andy, Cape Verde about the current European champion run 32 was about the current champions of the world in Argentina. See a more World Cup year. MOB ye trophy free Argentina and Samoa. Ye can the current champion in the world Argentina. And no kwaya omufri na World Cup Randy at any point in time team be betim film. Ebedu stage bi no na ka 4 pe. 4 na ebedu semi final no and about to the last limit of the World Cup at every single stage bi no team be film. By kwaya obefilm no Andy either see ebe kai wo. So I believe a lasting memory at the World Cup, and I think Cape Verde I leave a lasting memory at the World Cup. Now, I saw a Cape Verde, and they played without fear, regardless of the opposition. Cape Verde no babo, no fear. They don't feel timid. Say, hey, yeah, Cape Verde, and any Messi babo, yeah, Cape Verde. And then Argentina ball, Yen Cape Verde, and then Spain ball. And the opposition, the atmosphere, the venue never intimidated a Cape Verde, and they play like men. Enra against how many Uruguay no? How many say first goal boy? They scored the first goal. And Uruguay bet here, and they go 2-1. They still fought back, and Yadina make no. Against Uruguay, they scored the first goal. Uruguay betin so 2-1. But they fought back and equalized and the game 2-2. And I look at the way they played against Argentina. Argentina they the first goal. Messi goal also there. Andy, Messi na they beat Manchester goal no. The pass that came, and the control, the first touch, and the finish. Leo Messi na they beat Manchester goal na was say no. So only Argentina ebo game. Now Leo Messi enya goal. Normally a country as small as a Cape Verde no. And the Caribbean gebeti ebu na bem. But go and watch how Cape Verde got the equalizer. On 2 different occasions, Argentina say no mati. Na Argentina say no mati. Now she almost second goal no. Sa Kevin Pina no. Andy, unim so a left back. Na be a Varela and they say almost second goal no. Andy, he's a left back. And the kind of finish, so Andy say maybe some of the goals of the tournament. Sa Cape Verde second equalizer no. ebetimi contest for one of the goals of this tournament, and to push Argentina to extra time. Andy, when you said Argentina in the last 10 minutes of the game, team and a upon game, na Argentina, because the way Cape were playing, na Argentina na referee upon. Say, enye Cape more no boy na. And a Cape team this or person upon temwa. Says I can say Cape says and Cairo in the point them. But Argentina rather wanted the game to end because of the way Cape played. Now they played against Argentina. Argentina had 21 shots. 10 of the 21 shots were on target. Bandi again. Vozina no esa bejuma emeki 8 crucial saves. 8. Now Argentina bought 21 shots no. The reason why esa we appreciate Cape ni say Argentina bought 21 shots. Enya 7 of the 21 shots on target no. Cape enya 15 shots against Argentina and 15 shots. 15 shots no. And of saying 5 of the 15 shots on target, and they scored 2 of the 5 shots on target. Nobody near me TA. First, about 10 minutes in a week, no. Na Cape etime pushi Argentina to an extra time. What makes their story so amazing is that in regulation time, they played against Spain, they played against Uruguay, they played against Argentina. They remained unbeaten in 90 minutes. Are you not impressed? They played against Spain. 90 minutes they were not beaten. They played against Uruguay. 90 minutes they were not beaten. They played against Argentina, defending champion, probably one of the favorites to win the World Cup. No, still no near the Cape. Within 90 minutes, Argentina team share Cape. Now, Mekai BBC article here was it the world will not forget about Cape after this World Cup. Your boy World Cup here, no. Sir, underdog stories, no. Country Bako be a rain feed that after this World Cup, no. Cape. Now, when they came to this tournament, no, they were ranked 67-2. Before they ever started this World Cup, no, na Cape ranked 67th. But Andy, Yamo World Cup when we know, na Cape moving into from there 30th upwards. Because teams na Cape no boy no. Teams are omunyina Cape enya draw tia omo a Cape ebenya more points. And right after this World Cup, no, Cape ebe moving so many places upwards. Now, we expand the World Cup no, from 32 countries and 48 Emma World Cup no nyede. But Cape for that they say the expansion of the World Cup from 32 to 48 countries, you know, I'm a Cape story. Now, more beyond everyone ko say World Cup no expand there no, and until Cape qualify. And Cape qualify automatically. Yemfantuja Cape qualify automatically. Wankobo playoff. Yebo World Cup qualifiers no. Na Cape were in the group D. Cape and Cameroon qualify. They top their group with 23 points. And Cameroon enya 19 points. Uyamu group na Libya wom, na Angola wom, na Mauritius wom, and Eswatini wom. Cape and the top group no. Cape and a pushy Cameroon, Emma Cameroon Ecobo, a playoff, Cameroon entry and qualify. Mandy, what a story Vosina Enya at this World Cup.
An amazing story for the 40-year-old.
40-year. Only say only club.
A free agent.
No, see a cry or Portugal, Timbi, Chavez. Baby, I've seen any see a cry no. The contract I spy. So before say Alba into this World Cup, no. Now Brighton already 40 years, you know. Now only club. Say only club cry say. Mandi ejuma akora na baba ye no enya akora papa no ababa ye at this World Cup no. I'm very sure say even though say we're 40 years. But some clubs be able show interest or may hear the services if not for a long term. Bear 1 year, 2 years be there. Ebia any mainstream Europe. But Saudi ho baby, even America ho baby cry no. A brand to say Oman a 2-year contractor. He has so much quality to give. Now the reason why Enra we push the game no to extra time no was not just because of the goal that they scored, but because again Vozina also decided say he will come to the party Enra. Now the 8 saves no no. Sometimes I mean person may judge goalkeepers based on a clean sheet. Because a goalkeeper be better than go no more. Now I make you one single save. But you know, no clean sheet or when you clean sheet. Say all the clean sheet A players are and a goalkeepers are. And something they want to say me, I don't agree with that criteria. Because some goalkeepers better than a clean sheet, but don't make even a single save. Benra, Andy, 8 saves. 8.
Vosinia.
And on your Argentina. Unim say all free mono. So far, some goalkeepers are making more saves in the World Cup. Esa a low room no. So guys are a low room no. Crucial for goalkeeper no. O make 20 saves.
Yeah.
Orlando Gil, I will say a kind of Paraguay. And make 19 saves. The next goalkeeper, I will make more saves at this World Cup no. Esa Kevet for goalkeeper no. 18 saves at the World Cup. So it says and a ranking A goalkeepers are and me just was say about World Cup no near bisa say but 3 goalkeepers be making mark at this World Cup ka onu crab ma wagi mo money din
18 saves from 74 shots.
Yes, 18 saves from 74 shots. 18 and so all the saves and a ranking goalkeepers now so 40-year-old Vozina no a ranking 3rd at the World Cup. Now 20 years ago, Unim said Ghana qualified for our first World Cup in 2006. Nakevenu in group. He qualified for the first time in 2006. Sa qualification group no Ghana, South Africa, and Burkina. I don't remember so, but I mean say Kevet, DRC, South Africa, Burkina Faso, Uganda. Yachi Kevet ukroma say, esho mu 2-0. Second leg no Kevet for amono Kevet e boni neutral ground yakobo game no Tunisia Blasters ekochi Kevet ese ne kan 9 Kevet entinyante and 20 years ago Ghana echi Kevet home and away e boni 6-0 in a World Cup qualifier. But the same Kevet came to 2023 AFCON and beat Ghana by 2-1. Don't forget Kevet now 20 years ago 2006 he qualified for the World Cup because he said South Africa 3-0 Chroma say and the question 2-0 FMB Stadium Johannesburg team back where shared home and away Kevet 2-0 in Kumasi 4-0 in Tunisia na Kevet for home Bambi the gap between Ghana and Kevet you know so mun closely here and almost I home Kevet enclosing the gap between Ghana 20 years ago. The gap between Ghana and Kevet say amuma 2 year and the bona Kevet airborne Kevet assign ho and the way they qualify, the way they played, and the ube free by kwa ba fato be free no and me amanfo abo abaso. And how many teams they met me standing toe to toe with Argentina? Teams do not say Argentina will score, they will not sit back, they will not defend. When they needed to defend, they will defend. When they needed to attack, Kevet will attack, and Omo attack here, and they were dangerous and clinical. This World Cup here, teams do not say that the bomb at Argentina net. It's only Kevet. Kevet the only team or the bomb at Argentina net at this year's World Cup. So one of the stories I think say World Cup we yenyaji hu ye pa no. The Kivet story. And 20 years ago, na Kivet ni Ghana, the gap was big. The gap between Ghana and Kivet, it was that big. By now, Kivet, yeah, ranking teams now. Ghana may be ranked ahead of Kivet in this World Cup. You know why? Because at least Ghana won a game. Who's a Kivet and win a game? Yeah. The games of boy in a good stages or draw. And run 32 no. Technically, or sa draw game no. Bandy, look at the quality of the position that Kivet do boy. Kivet remain unbeaten in 4 games. They needed to push Argentina to extra time. Sa a Kivet 4 players no. Me de mania Germany pa. Sa 40-year-old Vosina no. And the only club. But for this performance, I will not be surprised. Say a teams be ever start to show interest. Even those OF who's only 40 years could be yeah. Teams can show interest ever limited. But after this performance, what I say we're better than most goalkeepers are 20 years, 25 years, 28 years. We're better than most of these goalkeepers younger. So a goalkeeping project. Na long term, na short term. Ebia wo goalkeeping issue. Open 2 years be e dey solve this goalkeeping issue now. Andy, this Vosina 40-year-old goalkeeper no should be your target.
Solid goalkeeper, and the story no alongside the story of Capo Verde or this year's World Cup participation has been so amazing, and we are sure. So yeah, follow a World Cup, this year's World Cup, Obia ebeja tumse enkofo na be chiri bi enra me hu a side Christian. Even with unim before game no time omo pair Argentina no. Vozina ebedi nkomo bi about Leo Messi. Ne affection for Leo Messi. Me kai say o ka se me DJ game say any say akwa Messi be share be team go Messi bo be hwe ni sa. Also that was a notion.
Yeah.
Enra game no. Eba be share say be bia ne owu an we first half na so mo wie. But and Christian so on 2 goals no mo say na.
Me the second goal no. Me unim say sa second goal no kra. Baby omo pass the ball in free. Argentina were pressing them na. Sorry Argentina time and they recover balls very quickly. Yes.
Omo lose you quickly no match ball no. In their own penalty box no me who say Vizina na ball no ba omo no twetwe. So be kaya no twetwe Argentina for no. Kofi sa be say ade ba ko betia ka Masa enwa no ntenkamu
entinkamu
sa second goal no
na
the sister one second goal build up Libya from their goalkeeper. I think the only ball boy and long time about this I call made the home of the bread no they can short passes
and work ethics say Argentina for your ball no now they needed to defend that. And you see them having numbers in their area.
Yeah.
Say so more attack here. As some also say Argentina from when they needed to attack, suddenly you see them moving into attacking positions. And what almost second goal no, Mr. Abian and Ronya da Janko Hebia. We just spent about 5 minutes no YouTube. We YouTube highlight. No way. The second goal. The goal was scored by a left back Lopez Cabral. Kanema Trabzonspor Turkey. Andy, that goal should not be scored by a left back. Lami Yama I will list that kind of
on the right in the shares are
or a left and on the right or Kelly on the right in the share bono. Goalkeeper so or say no. Amy Martinez and the Amy Martinez at the World Cup no. Let me sound a bit controversial. Amy Martinez at the World Cup. Relative to the World Cup, a better goalkeeper than Courtois at the World Cup.
At the World Cup, I agree.
But maybe on the board is saying, Amy Martinez, who the Amy Martinez meaning the go push ma, obeshe go. And I think that in as much as say Yediare, in as much as say Africa did 10 teams score here, now qualify to run 32, now run 16, now Akami no penal. country back who feel more we are safe and then we are feeling very proud of what they came to the World Cup to do no Cape and unafraid she said it doesn't matter the opposition unafraid to take adventure.
Time your point, you know. The also now stadium no dominated by the Argentines. Argentina from Kwan.
Yes.
But I know a time on Mupon game no. Go and watch that moment again. Omo some Saadima Cape players no. They were just clapping for them because hey
Argentina match.
Also Argentina shared third goal no. Even their coach was not able to celebrate.
Yes.
Because game more day pass Nenka when you saw go we say there a lot of coaches could be test back but only Sabo Argentina share Sabo and most what they say for the name says because at a point we have to know what to say oh team this but their coach Bobista
also obi kra na oba World Cup you know nya go to Argentina by simply scoring a goal against Argentina no e be your achievement and at the upon game no they were crying for Cape to play a game against Argentina, push the game to extra time. Now Argentina show almost 3-2. Now you see Cape players, you know, crying means that Andy they did not want to end their World Cup journey, even though they played against Argentina. Now this also and just surprising. Say at this World Cup, Cape achieved more goals than Ghana at this World Cup.
Ghana say 2.
Cape then rank on your 2 against Argentina, on your 2 against Uruguay. Cape SF4, who say against Spain 1 share, on Saudi 1 share, but on Uruguay was 2, and then on your 2 against Argentina. And me say the quality of the position na Cape no mabono. So who bisamia the African teams in the World Cup no. They was share tougher oppositions pa no. Cape so rank African teams in the World Cup no. The teams on no boy and dia. And the rank Cape Verde as number 1. But Cape Verde up boss our games in no. Obi antimi anhye Cape Verde. Obi antimi anhye wo mo. Now here moving away from Cape Verde story no. Now African football is moving away from the west to the north. Club football na kay west and north na na compete you. Samre no Kotoko any Zamalek any West African teams no any north for the ball ni. Bandi say no West Africa ain't meaning North African teams no and compete when it comes to club football and there's no debate, there's no conversation. Now national teams in national teams no now West Africa SIBT the North Africans. But this year's World Cup 10 teams na the call you know. Andy mienu na aka no all of them if in North Africa. 10 teams na the call ye. 8 kwai. 8 na eja no kwai no. Mienu na aka no. A mo represent Africa no. Andy they are not. Africa is not represented so well at the World Cup. Africa is known to be black. So can Africa as a continent? No be anim say e be before continent me boa. But teams me no aka or more represent Africa no. E ya brofo na aka this tournament team. Ya for Morocco ntonchen. Onum say Egypt abo World Cup 4. Egypt played 1930 World Cup, they made an edition. Egypt Bobby. They played the 1990 World Cup, 2018 World Cup, and 2026 World Cup. 4. We can one Egypt abo World Cup no 4. Now them say Egypt winning game at the World Cup da. The previous 3 World Cups na Egypt abo no. 1930, 1990, 2018 no Egypt winning World Cup game that until they came to this World Cup and Egypt the first win at the World Cup. Now Egypt the first win at the World Cup no it came against New Zealand. And Egypt say omo record omo first win at the World Cup. Bandi answa Enra Egypt the first victory technically. Egypt the first victory at the knockout stage of the World Cup, advancing to the next stage of the competition. Now, penalties no obo first and I say obo first and na eneye and I say so opposition na obo first be say na wo kire ma dwen wo say bia Ghana ni team dey ko bo na do penalties a ye ne mo first and opposition mo first
no prefer be bo first.
The last 13 penalty shootout in the World Cup. The last 13 penalty shootout at the World Cup. Team no obo first no emu levi na Lucy. I'm telling you.
Obo first.
Yes. The last 13 World Cup penalty shootout. Team no obo first no. Andy emu 11 and Lucy. In fact, only 2 occasions per and a team obo the first penalty. At was we need the penalty shootout. Me found coach the cry. 2022 World Cup no. South France the ball first. Mbappe. But they lost. Time na game you do penalty na and then Baba you see the African mentality one where it was setting against Australia there. Then can say Egypt 40 minutes game within 90 minutes. By Egypt the game call extra time, the game call penalties and penalties they won. So once I able Keveda Basono. We saw that Egypt for Suko Mukromwa. Adia no munye no World Cup no mudano. And then what me Egypt is what me I qualify to run 16 and possibly the Ghana and it's Senegal no maya near the 2 year hono. Why ja Egypt was bet me about the same thing at the World Cup. As an Baba Blasters game no sono. As a medica. Near was here. One of the reasons why Africa edit 8-10 team score. 9 qualifier. In fact, you call 32 no. Not Tunisia pen a film. 9 countries na kadi nyina no. You qualify to the next stage. Mandi, then 9 in run 32 no. You call run 16 no. Aka only 2, 7 as I go can 1 no. Ama 8 kofi. The African mentality. Abrofuni nimtaba Africa for near vulnerable. Omunim say ye intimi keep concentration for 90 minutes. Nanya nko Andy, let me take you back to 1990 FIFA World Cup. 1990 FIFA World Cup no. Argentina first game was against Cameroon. Cameroon's Argentina obiabe kaya sa Francois Omambik go no share no was the only goal Cameroon dis Argentina Argentina kaba ko Argentina ntimiante. The second game was against Romania. Cameroon be share Romania by 2-1. And on the last game omulusu 4-1 to Soviet Union. But I'm saying no more winning on first 2 games in Tino. Cameroon qualified to the next stage of the competition. Now, Omudu run 16. Cameroon able to Colombia. Yeah, go back to 1990 World Cup now. Cameroon played against Colombia. Now against Colombia, Cameroon essay Colombia by 2-1. 2 late goals with Jamila. 106 minutes and 108 minutes. And almost Colombia 2. Colombia take any mobile. Mandy, baby, a could do as you do stage bina a stage of air contentment. The air do na ye, your coffee crana, your back say we are okay, even though say you see potential that these African teams could have done more. Now, Cameroon, Colombia film quarter final. That was the first time an African team ever quarterfinals of the World Cup, and they played against England. Only the circumstances a Cameroon full film. England scored the first goal. The first goal was scored by England. I think say 25th minute. And England forced their first goal. And a Kunde, Cameroon player, equalizing the Cameroon in the 65th minute. Yabo 65 minutes into the game no. Na Cameroon and it has saying. Na Cameroon leading England by 2-1 by the 65th minute. They were leading England. In fact, they were on the verge of going to the semi-finals as at 65th minute ngene see here unu tama England for betika no guy Lenica 83rd minute 83rd minute for a team na Argentina edu quarter finals na omaya they needed that little push just get over the line no ashe at the game na ko 2-1 against England 83rd minute and a Lenica ebe take ade ko 2-2 105th minute and oside back ko kan ho at the game no call 3-2 eyi obu free now and you had here since 1990 Africa conceded 20 goals from the 70th minute. Yebo game next 70th minute in corner. Goals are African teams are conceded at the World Cup since 1990 no 20. Say Africa lose a point and I free move at the World Cup in the last 10 minutes of the game, Andy, I see 15 times the last 10 minutes Africa team lose a game and I lose a point in the last 15 minutes of the World Cup game. The last 10 minutes, Andy, on 15 different matches, and I see Africa simply cannot maintain concentration and momentum. Now about World Cup, you didn't see. Ivory Coast in no way. Time when Ivory Coast conceded second goal. 87th minute, and Haaland said the second goal at my Ivory Coast. Senegal did the DRC. Senegal, DRC in England rather. Andy, Hurricanes are winning goal to Tambe. 86 minutes. 6 minutes. The Senegal played against Belgium. Andy, not a flying Belgium, not Belgium as a two flying. Belgium team me sure that Morocco besheno. This Belgium team Morocco besheno. To add salt to our injury, Yebo 86 minutes into the game, now Senegal were leading Belgium by 2-0. Senegal, they were leading Belgium by 2-0. Near about 86 minutes. And then after 86 minutes of the game, Obian me say Senegal we game Senegal are done. We game Bandi 86 minutes into the game. So we catch now say Senegal be lose this game now. Because say be wada. Your boy 86 minutes we wada. It will be say Senegal qualify we. But already na Senegal lose game How the reason why Africa teams ain't maintaining concentration and focus at the World Cup is something that needs to be studied and resolved.
But say Senegal game. Obi catch me say after the 83rd minute and was say time I game no kon Oko hit na bia na kitchen aba.
Yes.
Oko hit bia na kitchen about 83rd minute Senegal were leading by 2 goals.
2-0.
O hit bia na we free kitchen bar living room no. Na game last season. 2-0
no they were not leading 2-0 against France who. Not 2-0 against
a Belgian side.
I've told you
Senegal were on the upper hand on the board.
Sad demand kitchen that small margins become the big margins. Africa simply cannot maintain concentration. Abrofunim Omusa
Rudy Garcia kai.
Say Omusa these people momentum was 3-0. And because the last 10 minutes of the game now, they become vulnerable, they will lose concentration, coach, and you punish them.
Rudy Garcia, okay, after the game.
South Africa. Canada shall go in time. 90+2.
90+.
Yeah, about 90 minutes in a week. Game near 0-0. Not Canada. Again, it was against Canada. Canada is one of the teams that, quite frankly, almost had this World Cup. And what we know how do more and Canada so more of you. And the first time a host country of the World Cup everyone game outside the country. It was here Canada. Oh, neutral ground. Never say neutral ground. And it was here Canada. What me holding Canada for 90 minutes. In fact, a game where Canada team African teams should be able to beat this Canadian club, this Canadian team. This game now for 90 minutes. 90+2. loss of concentration, yentimi keep momentum. Nobody born about say. And yes, our momentum yentimi maintain. And yes, our concentration, no, I yentimi maintain ya. Ebi by this time I say, African teams na. I think Keka World Cup no. I was saying Kenya more than two at the World Cup. But honestly speaking, and one year no, I had there some mental toughness, our ability to maintain concentration, momentum. Let's defend our lead. You're making sure that we are going to protect it. I had there consistently World Cup after World Cup. Make Ghana film Ghana against Uruguay. We had Uruguay in our hands. We scored the first goal. Uruguay we had a penalty out of Toneta and call Uruguay film. Yentinian convertis our penalty. The African mentality at the World Cup.
You're moving quite na ye ba we here game no jo aho make akrama me isan say wabo adwuma pa no pay one we game ye ba be here enso ye de African mentality no ye ntimi nkare nyina mo yesi ye be here enso ye de because ade a akoso e were the Black Stars of Ghana company o se ye na ye ka ho asem how yesi abo ye games no but just before say Christian Mema waba a game like I said, no. Me person ojo like but me person me tie we real quick edit free war because a higher and starting conversation no. Who's after your first and second game no, and a conversation by the coach and tying it down. And baby, I'm not me hearing the entire mammy kasa asim we no. Ebi a uja am kwa because say your man time kakra. But baby, I'm me game no. Or more faces am who say no mun so you suppose oh yen in new contract. And if you say after Croatia, after Colombia, no. Masa, coach no who ni. Not to say me man, but obviously, sa said the near penalty no contract no. San tempen the imagine as self free one.
No, what free plus 1 minus 1.
0.
The reason why I got a 4 years year man contract was because the way we played against England and against Panama. You win Bandy, was it an impressive performance?
No.
Panama first half no. If they were clinical, now Panama Croatia and on board the way we played in the first half, come we again in the first half. We did not play well against Panama. But we need now because you are more baller. Ghana phone be beside every pa. So we told their line, let's praise the team. Coach Naya, the most important thing is that we won the game. The man Ghana for GDA, the way we played against England, the way we defended, we no na game no be anim say Ghana be lose our game no. Na Ghana enya 1 point from that game. Sa game na Ghana for onya 1 point no. Ben na sa 1 point onya no. You no obetwa film. This was 0.
Mera za Christian meseme mo aba game no na emum ji wa ho me kakra e ma me yen kwa ho ma no so na yeni kan enhyen komo na se wi a me ba wo so na fi ewura Ghana game ni mo ye ne Dr. Bishop Atta Poku enim komo wa monitor eye Ghana yen performance at the World Cup any yen team no ohu de e course nyina enura game no so no Atta ehwe bi in fact yen games ayabo 4 games nyina no wa monitor nyina enso ahwe se de sie CEO for Adriana Football Club Bishop. Good morning.
Andy, good morning. Nabia Boko there.
Nyamia dum bibia Boko na so.
I can't check no. Am I still?
I would say.
Omo ba advert no so omo ye billboard to kru no hunu na we. No, mahunu ni na de omo ye na mahunu ba ta cut.
Bishop. Yeni Black Stars in common we are the academy to Padaro. Missy, any Black Stars in common in me.
Yes, one day. Yes, one day. I mean, 2 times.
There be very fine.
Now, but go time on that way.
May I sure say by next week they're not or more town.
Okay, or the ship never another the airplane.
So over the number now friend Muzana Usru.
Something clean, I mean, I mean, Sunny, I'm most of the possible. But the winner did not come from Takana and then I was something over. You didn't come on.
Bishop, yen Black Stars, yen 4 matches at the World Cup. American, Emusa say overall, so yen 4 games now, your boy and I. What impression about the team? No, anything.
When the money that's all, you necessary. I say, "Yanadi." The American media can be a fair or the Indian. Then you might be power to be IEB. Obia to be fair, the dear Black Stars man come on, and never in the way. They are yet, but they can sabi be now. We have a chance on it.
Who is in society and shed am I?
They be coaching who simple. And on why defensive coaching, to say, and they are yen saying, if you born a body, and boss say a quack with you. A boss yen say, name is to a chair, doing about Kuya and Ronald. It's against Panama, in a chance, against England in a penalty and referee. Any Croatia is a day about Kuba, you deal with a no almost saying, Emra, Andy, say my 22 players. And you're not Croatia, you're not Colombia for 11. And they say, Ghana for Codex. Not Colombia for them, not take on because we have a low block now. You would have found a way. I don't remember 20 in the Bible Quintero.
Yeah.
They do know Yarno. So give you ball, not a Mukomachita. I'm putting a shot of the ball. A Bapuma Eddie, and you play for sure. It's a young two say. You have about 4 shots on target. Yeah, 4 shots. Yeah, 1 shot per match. It's what happened? Maybe 32 countries level. Last time I acquired 32 years, 3 years. We numbers never also in the 10th place in some way at the entire account. So what happened next time is the last 4 years or Qatar. And Ghana will qualify. Because the group may be dead.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. But these are the main. Few individual good players, but we don't have a team. Structure. Okay. I want to educate okay. And all the banner of the idea and which and the barriers with the answer. Remember, someone should go for ultimate.
Matthias.
Can you be a woman be a buying penny for? Yeah, around the football club, Gaka will be say the day is not a flagship national team. And this 10 years, the back to the Bino can cut us me and come to it. What Captain is said, and then before the year of war for Afcon, because in 2 years, about Afcon,
yes,
we should think about next year, 2027 Afcon. Your boss Afcon, you have got 2028 Afcon. Your boss 2028 Afcon, you have 2 years. Ghana Black Star Embo continental match near him until the 2030 World Cup. It's a pro. I was seeing a plan among the Black Stars. The World Cup in the shot here. Next Afcon, you can say a whole area. Then on 2028, you know, a dress rehearsal for the qualifiers of the 2030 World Cup. Then every 2030 World Cup, they will say Black Stars, and what they have them. If you have Afcon next one, you are qualified because last one you are qualified. It's where your target is also qualified. You qualify. You mean I don't know around 60 million. You call around 60 million people. You know we are the charge as well. The next Afcon, which is the 2028 Afcon, or some Ghana Black Stars, and now they are should be quarterfinal. Because let me say one boy at the end of the next era. We have 7 years already saying. Activity already saying, or the 29 in 4 years, no 33. Yet for your blue, independence no 26, 24. I did say Sakaka. But can video some party Abro so the next 2 Afcons is done. Jordan are you next Afcon, next 2 is done. We found the right Kakan going in there. We have to rebuild. We need to be into each other. We have to rebuild. What Captain who played Kaka, Joseph Poku, Atta, Marvin Sinai, Ghana, we did say on this time of step party. I mean, and best players for tournament, okay? We say she should be kakra. Gideon Mensah had a different tournament. Maybe need to have a left back back up Buano. Marvin Senna, who said at least the table is not ready. About 2 World Cups. Still he is not ready to compete. Now we can for you're gonna be able to 2030 no me and Mwemia. The best friend paying for Catani the Yawana man for the cafe or Massey. Minimum a Juma power unless I won't penocrate. You probably don't send the will in some big gym. Yeah, you not black stars to my family to my pipe. Or radio so or TV so and then you form the cupboard Zuma couldn't come up. Yeah, you have to see players or club level. You're in selection, you're in coaching, you're the coach winner twice. You're quite any man when coach or a tournament coach or building team or building a defensive team. Ghana ultimately fire build a defensive team. They are our football is prided on offensive, attractive football, meaning we have to get players who can play like that. And see, if you find Africa, we come into the kind of crepa. These are 2 7 to see. Keep that in Ghana about one or you or the Shani uncle. I'm sure. I just go through keep that for no. Oh, and yes, we treat you. Yes, sir. At the back, Obian and the form. You need Jumadin and Pamwati because look, yes, any paying black stars. No,
Bishop, my memory is always so. Talking about Neshisha, you know. Mekai say Emra started World Cup ye share Panama you draw against England no. Ofa Ghana baby a conversation was that hey any your coach you boy and tempan for man contract na you read the next after said na okay now you can't be see team nation share so me I knew people are not omoye force our conversation but then after Croatia after Colombia match no ebi mo chance you can say dear omuhu ya no mo ka se coach yi ye mo no na nhye team ya ase omadwene ya dane kakra minim saa fo no ene wan kasa wo personal opinion so re coach yi 4 matches in fact 5 matches all the goals dey can 5 matches and one body am the Black Stars in team so we na say o he the performance no ene ne hye na ye pese hye for AFCON ya wa me ati say in the next 2 years you able to answer yakobo the next World Cup no coach no Yamani stay.
For one reason, we needed a profile of it to make discipline in your team. And now to be saying no only players nay. Number 2, not Ghana for the young drama. The players were willing to die for him. Now, I'm not telling me say Joseph Poku interview me say we cannot continue to defend without scoring some of the chances. Players in the GDA, I was almost defending the DDR. Coach Dimia Yambubi. Coach him so Biamia Bapa saying, say Sadia, and Yama coaching. Yama players no, the coach ever about building for the specific number of years. The brand of football that would be attractive to Ghanaians, that would help build our confidence going forward. In so many of our dreams to see, it shouldn't be just about the match. They don't players and then come on with the year of post match. Jordan, are you more? Joseph Poku especially, you did it, and my coach no quite that one.
Na me samra we say so o kasa no na o ka ye hwe players ni bi enese ye build for the next tournaments where anymore e see hwe positions ni bi ne hu players ni bi a look going forward no ye dey new inclusion but me hu say there were names people were mentioning the likes of Jordan, Ayu, Ibimo Kai, Naki, Williams, Alibi Seidu. So the Black Stars at this point needs to move forward without these players. Just like Otuado, Esaba Ibimo said, he wants to move his team forward without Andre. No, Ujiri said there are players going to say movie forward without them. Now players have been also to say your pair replacement at the moment and the menu going forward.
This is a better ball of our national team. We are the elbow back up. We should naturally face those who can't continue with us and face them out. Ninja is being done in our technical team because I'm the only World Cup. We don't have presence in the box. If you want a rich mark of Anaba, we have to face players off, but it will be a technical decision. My body next you get a cafe and I'm your timing and I Ghana for the 1 year one and now I'm do attempt the new attempt. You best see players will be off and it's a technical decision.
Atamame fa we so na yenti opinion on that. Share yen goalkeeping department there were conversations ebi mo say even Benjamin Asare or the more boss man so Atizigi boss ban so we save. Yes, starting again tournament no. In fact, my friend fear shimra kakra. Qualifiers no. Benjamin Asare and no other until coach Ibaye yen first game and he say why you change his day Atizigi sabe them. Unfortunately, Atizigi eko pray against Panama 45 minutes. Benjamin Asare by Ebeda the 45 minutes. Obeda against England or the against Croatia. Fast forward and you say Lawrence Atizigi watono. Na confused say with the momentum Asare again and other than him maintaining in the goalpost, then we have to go back for Lawrence Atizigi. Even though Atizigi also did well yesterday.
And also because we have a technical decision. Yes, after the tournament, the coach who said Benjamin Asare and number 1. Grand man is film. Atizigi number 1. Grand man is film. And Benjamin Asare by. The one corner, naturally he would come back into the goalpost. Benjamin Asare not that goal because Atizigi. If you believe these two are two good goalkeepers at ever boy, then you come ya now Atizigi call for the Benjamin attempt. Now Benjamin Asare call for the Atizigi attempt. Some more cancer in the time. All have a determination. Yeah, and they do the technical people must be old and come out. And we're number 2. Then we see Germany, Jens Lehmann, Daniel Vacan, Nani Amano Lawyer, and Norman and Orbit. And CSCS, a cookie. You you say that is good number 1 and number 1. Not Benjamin Asare. Now he's here.
Fantastic. Said the work the MZN Tiasie. Aye Juma. I also Yashase Unwadru. Now you looking out for the next tournaments. I don't know how yes, Papa.
Check now. I just have on you. Now, second, let's not go in the immediate. I just want to make an
see you. But before you go, no, Enra, who Kevel team no, Kakrabion Kevel.
Yes, almost no more Bobono. Almost really. Ghana Black, I ever walk out first and that near you. That near you. You know, but no matter who you are, we are fearless in the approach. I'm not bad over. You need to get it. It's a different last time in war.
See you, Medasipa, for your time this morning. Nyankopo ya duma, minisem reprimand ye best session na yabonku yipa. All right, Doctor, Bishop Atta Poku, and I was for ono and the CEO Edema Ediana Football Club, and I know abonku Muntura Black Stars team nimo. And I just say, or don't come on be and so at the abesso. At the Amayinti, young quay anyway. Na memra yes a Christian eso. That you know, dear honors ewo about the Black Stars, no Christian anything and so and check. Okay,
Andy.
I think young see Black Stars.
Oh, I'm fan to just say Masu ni has in this one to Masu nkara. Na otiene na echi kakra. Okudi juma bi on town kofi. Nti em say holiday ba ko ni na bi em na chese odi kofi a on timi ameka yensa. Atta Poku initial statement na yanyade. Baby a isusu say e wo no. Inu eniho and eniho. Ana omo eso mujitum say nyade enti ese e frase ehye ne mayi no omo nyintum say nyade, and that is where the danger is. Die hu pa ne say oyare na nyintum so oyare ntu be ko hospital
That's one.
O yare. One kasa umuji tum se o yare. But you are pretending say o yare. Oh, obi aba me fine. Obi aba me fine. We are not admitting that Ghana football is sick. Ghana football is sick. And the Nkebema Mimijidi, and it's a bia enche. Ghana football betimi asa back to the glory days, you know. And it's an Kia Tum say there be baby na ye wono, ye free ho, akoyenchi. It's in France, yen say near ye. But unfortunately, omo e de Ghana football aso monsa. Omo e say omo hwe Ghana football so no. Believe say Ghana football is on the right direction. Me pe book Skype book back one and I remember the quotation very well. So when you are on the wrong path, speed is never an asset. Oko why that kwai and what tiaso sa o tiaso kwai. Ghana is on the wrong path and we are speeding. So speeding now, yeah, on the wrong path, you know. It's a liability rather than being an asset. Sure, Yabeka, Yanfa player in Tunche, my player in Kobium. I don't want to mention names because who can mention names are now oh yeah pinpointy individuals be. But team Nina no. Dear 1 year. Probably apart from Kudus, any are 2 center backs are normally available for this World Cup. No? You should tell me why not quality enough for Ijarufi. Game here koi, World Cup here koi. Kudus na one because of injury. And a Salisu, any Jiku, because of injury. Andy, but was Kania na catcher me said there was a Ghanaian player there, then could deserve Joseph Pencil. Catcher me ka obe make any difference in this team ana.
Yes.
It is a conversation is say players need word more. Omo meraso. Yenye omo kwaya. Andy uja omo kwaya no. Why no onida no so say obe replaces our players no. 2010. Ni o confidence say ma apia ntranchen. Because ni a groomy they dare you from under 20 near the neighbor. 2010, Michael Essien and Fimuno. Now Antoniana was ready to fill Michael Essien Butuno. And the Jordan Meko, what is your replacement? Semenyonko. But Semenyon Kurana and Waya de Nukraba Blasters on Timbo. What is your plan? Why now? Why your plan set in the next 2 or 5 years? You know, Semenyon you want more. Why the best Semenyon? Oh, Morocco 40 minutes. So I'm for Jay and Maswa. Coach, they don't buy the last World Cup, and they're the same coach.
Yeah,
they lost their coach. They lost their 2 center backs. I won't buy the last World Cup. I'm going to see one key midfielder. But do you see it?
Striker as well.
Do you see the difference? Hakim's yes, na every team in the moon.
And you still find a sorry so
do you see a difference? Even Omo Kono Kwano Mo Mabano. I have an upgrade of compared to Momo Kono. Magana and plan it on here. Minya Songo. Ya no any better way. Any better way. The year and say Ghana akonya one good score line. Yeah, cause Ghana football air second and we come and attack. Na me kan no. When you're on the wrong path, speed is never an asset to. Ghana football is on a wrong path and we are speeding. This World Cup, Ghana bought 4 games. Tell me, Bakubena, who's a Ghana impressive? See a bobo, you were impressed by the way we played. Give me one.
And they defend against
Panama,
England experience.
Panama, the way we won and the Ghanaian way. And under normal circumstances, Ghana goes to the World Cup and meet Panama. We need to impose ourselves on Panama. But Panama at to the point that even the first half, Ghana, not Ghana born here, oh, Ghana near. Now we'll share the way Ghana played against Panama and the Naya. Eventually, the accommodation is what I mean. So second half, we won the game and the see ya negative no. Say oh Baba can you come under attack because you win the game no. Now when we played against Panama, I had a better man for about numbers so. We won the game 1-0. Ghana had 3 shots on target against Panama. In fact, no shot on target in the first half. Walk up here, boy. Ghana are more a shot in the first half in any of the games that we played. Against Panama, Ghana was 3 shots on target. We scored 1. No problem, you win. In England, having conceded possession to England about 79% of ball possession. 79. What I'm saying in the history of the World Cup. Team one enya possession do drop one winning game no. As England game no. There is no team when you possession 79 or more in a World Cup game one winning game. Ghana the SR no. And Ghanaians became so impressed. I was among those that they impressed. I didn't tell because my expectation was that yen team in England anymore. Can England kobo we no? Okay, we have beaten Panama. We have drawn against England. England about 79% of ball possession. You know. Ghana had only 1 shot on target. 1. So what is the plan? Plan and say yen defenders are no creativity, no attacking, no quick transition, no answer yen defenders are 90 minutes plus additional time a referee do so no. Ghana had only 1 shot on target. 1. Now the excuse I did me say against Croatia there. Ni a qualify we ntino. Na ya kwese qualification no and a game na nkasa ho shere hia. We lost but we had an excuse. Obian fana dwan koso se senka na yen qualify kra na likely say Croatia bit na shey. But ya qualify we ntino. Se Croatia kra shey ya. Ye de defeat ni kwa akose se ni a qualify we ntino na game hia yen. Andy onum say Ghana versus Croatia. Yet again Ghana able only 1 shot on target. And we played against Colombia. No shot on target. 90 minutes. No shot on target. Do you hear? Ghana goes to the World Cup. Plays 4 matches. Scored 2 goals. And the shot on target in the 4 matches, and the A4. Ghana co World Cup about 4 matches. 4 matches near boy, Yenya 4 shot on target in those 4 matches. And the 4 matches, say 90 minutes. 90 minutes by 1. No more. 90 by 4. 360 minutes of football. 360 minutes of football. No. Ghana recorded 4 shots on target. We scored 2. 2 near say, 1 came from a midfielder, 1 came from a defender. The next one came from a centre back, Lucasin. Ghana a creative chance, creativity. And who's a Ghana a creative chance? In all those 4 matches near Boyno, maybe the first game near Boyno, any Brandon Asante, go no be creative, is the only clear chance. Who's a Ghana creative.
Second goal run from set piece. Set piece,
me see the clear cast chance. I create Brandon Thomas Asante na obe create That is the only chance he create here. Ghana lack creativity. midfielders ni nyina no a metal kind of football omo nyina is similar the winning ball we are and the ball ni be ye no ye need the ball ni betimi create bibi eno line up no atizi di ball no go no be da ye ntino untimi nkan bibre mfa ho badanka Benjamin Sari enye bibia senke drop no aside in England he did a good job, great job against England. In fact any Panama no cry no on the better second half no better England and on that Croatia eti ushe game na Benjamin Sari adana. In fact Croatia for cry no second goal no the resulting corner kick it came from his wonderful save. It then Benjamin Sari said that but the coach decided say hey bia ono dia at is again in first choice. So once it's available atima meda go post num. Now at is again meda go post num no. The entire one team encam bebrebe emphasize change in that no. Ghana best player yesterday no was the goalkeeper. Tieno no o kan Andy o se de unsin kano. Me Gideon Mensah impressed me in the first game, impressed me in the second game, third game crowd na normal. And when somebody send me a message say akwadana your friend yen right back Ali do Seidu sana ya prayer na sana ya wanted to give Luis Diaz a match
and he started very well.
Baby or say Luis Diaz a pimino and okay say one sorry.
He started very well.
Sana ya wanted to give Luis Diaz such a match, such a good game. Unfortunately, and Sana ya enya injury foresee a change in our game. In fact, before say yeah be force yeah be nya force change no. Na Colombia for so nya force change no must play a pra.
Yeah.
I'm a coach na play na film. The opportunity given to Ali do Seidu. Somebody send me a test. Say ope Alu me the test na my trend. It's a trend member jare na nkajare project na nkwa hwebia. Oso no ope Ali do asem. When he came to PF Masebe interview no. And ope Ali do Seidu asem. Benra was the first time I know where Ali do Seidu anwenye. So make a mom for mom here.
I'll say
personal message.
Okay, I like Ali Duseidu because he came to Pure Sports some years back. But after seeing him play today, I wish he didn't come to the show for me to like him.
Yes. Was it about PF from us in interview no be no. E what do the pay do asem. In fact, nyane bo nti pay na asem. Yeah, or buy has any show no bar so no. Any the way he spoke. Was the interview a trend pa.
Yeah, pa.
I'm a man for edging because he was extremely honest. Maybe you can't mess yourself say or chimes no channel no can or say sorry. I'm a man for pay do asem. But CPD Alidu enya the worst performance in the Blasters theater Henry game no. I said he wasn't prepared. I said Alidu si eti bench ni na no. Edina Jim say bibi betimi esi so mobobo ni di.
Because clearly he was not ready for the game at all.
Yes.
And the Colombia for us starting so boss ni nyina beko.
So mo weakness. Gideon Mensah no mo mfa ho. And the Colombia for no so no. Almost strength no. Aye, maybe Luis Diaz na mo no. Say Luis Diaz anyway in the ball flanks no. Former Real Madrid player.
Mojica.
Yeah.
Mojica.
It's almost 21 and then Luis Diaz side on more. So the tag no more channel no nyina no. Ever pass it through Luis Diaz war. We needed somebody to stand up and man up. Sanaya Emma say he was prepared for the occasion. Sanaya ni ho. Okra no enye bibi na esia ka sana ya betena wachi o. Bona o start ya na Obama Blasters no. by this time I was saying sana ya mumba betra wachi but all you position you know ama sana ya aba betu opportunity to come and prove yourself in a game where Ghana needed you. He messed up.
Okay, now James Rodriguez
ni winnable. James ni winnable.
Yeah. Now me nimse oka line.
Let me France no. James wa na Luis Diaz on the left. Yeah. James abo on the right. James ago. When you the same James Rodriguez beam.
45 minutes on me in the frame.
In the frame to ago. So my attack ni na no. They will use their strongest area to launch the attack, and that is where baby Luis Diaz bono. And sana ya film na me a meshe ball no kra no, and na me feel comfortable. There's position back on so your friend partnership, center back partnership. You need to play as a partner. Partner there, otimase no matewase. Ni etimebo together.
Gordon Becker say okay raho.
Dr. Safoje ka say me metime a very good center back a different team. Ni akofa another good center back a different team. But o pay ye me no we may not be able to be a proper partnership. Yeah. Partnership. And how do you build partnership? Say consistently over two players together. Say Jiku, any Salis you know one more. We have come to know that Jonas Ajeti, any Jerome Poku, and 4 and 5. Yani Croatia game no. My understanding was that Abian person arrested Jonas or arrested Poku.
No, I'm so fully fit.
And then Lucas in boy, and then only Jonas Ajeti boy. So in a first game, two different centre back partnership. Second game, no, in about the same partnership. Third game, you change centre back, and we still change our centre back partnership. And now I did take bench. One more game to be. The coach decided say, Jerome Nakwaba. I didn't know about the previous game, no, and what tranche, and Lucas in Ramebo. When you play so different, in fact, and you walk up a tournament that is like walk up, and I'll call you experimentation. Your centre back and no Catalonia only playing for centre back. Argentina BBNC, you know the centre back. Lisandro Martinez, and Christian Romero. You know that when you're centre back, say Obibaba Bobia. I just about Cobra, Baku is suspended, and our coach decided to say game and who said he or rest Baku. Maybe so. You could walk up here about 4 matches. When in Ghana centre back partnership in this World Cup, you may struggle to even name it. Because in a way, next time we have a ball, in a way, next time we have a ball, the same thing. We did not establish a proper centre back partnership in this World Cup. And I'm sure lineup now, okay. So, coach, you can say something about World Cup. Knockout you have never started. My coach, you know, that benefit. Training grounds will be. The coach in the lineup. Give the coach that benefit of the doubt. Name no performance no and I so. And they're making justification whether the coach had it right or had it wrong. We backline go keep 73 in Chamwa. How do we go to a World Cup?
Backline me Patrick Christian me pay image me person be few okay me pay image we dan come dey ama trends manager no mo dey atoso because sab partnership asema okay so we kwan John Arias sefa so be she go na unum say Ghana had numbers in the box
numbers there numbers but obi amaki obi a
Ghana had numbers in the box than Colombia.
But
they still managed to find a way and score totally on mark.
That is partnership. And the Juma Minu say Obifu na only year Juma. That person might not be bad, but every only needs a bondeno.
Yeah.
Only needs a relationship. So every Juma no consider only minute. Minkasa ni pakro nyadi. Yeah. Ebian Kamesu no bifu for na year jumana. Ebian can say them no year jumai. We have established that relationship, that bond. So against England, different centre back partnership. Against Croatia, different centre back partnership. and then against Colombia, different centre back partnership.
Image na me perminya hu but menya ba akubi. E dey amom we dey hana tintena ball no ashare. But I'm still looking for that image no. E be the secretary osu hu. Na me person ke yima in viewers ensu hu. Momenta na cross ni frase ya oba no. Huh? Ghana won numbers in the box than Colombia, but over position now. You say it was totally lack of communication. Because an encat entiasia or ma enka obiabe hu baby and no soldier.
Obi na commande una uyewe ufa we caught me bra o ko header. Even centre back partnership no. You more call for area balls.
Yeah.
They all call for jump. Now they also pretty what we call the sweeper. Ninja no small details are yedi ka year before say be ho park no so only play any more consistently and the ultimate strike is our partnership no. Okay? Time away free no. Sana ye free no. Na Ghana back line no. Not three of them were playing for the first time together. Catch them say me boy.
No correct.
After now we aba. Ali Duaba. One Lucas and Jerome Obo. So four center back, four a defenders na near ball. Three of them were playing together for the first time. Andy Omonti Omuhasi, we who the Oko, we who the Oba, Ninina, because we did not use the World Cup to establish our proper center back any back line.
I remember the image now send them to see a picture na mepeno. Na u project sa picture na MIA. Ni ahwe we timer na omobaye cross no. Any omoye cross ni we the position of Black Stars players no. Defenders no me say we had numbers the first image moment na cross ne beba no. Inti udi kan ma ye no a moment na cross ne beba no. In the box there was only one player and another boxman Colombia player. Only one player at that time. Ghana had three in the first picture in the way in the box. The show go have a free bow on no mass cycle so we're live on Facebook. John Arias no be go on only cycle no box that you know. But look at moment and across the Nipa train box as against one from the Colombians. Now, Mama with the second image. After the cross, now, Christian Hade. Ghana will have many players? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Colombia was 3 in the box. But we will be opposition.
No zona marking, no individual marking. She said they were just there standing there. As will be a Gina Hose born in Ra. As ya catch him say, ya born in such a way that born a more clear. And you blame them. There were 3 players, four players for our back line. 3 of them were playing together for the first time in a World Cup game. And a World Cup game now, we have 3 players.
A World Cup knockout game.
Knockout game. And 3 players about defense, you know. And the first time they were playing together for the first time. And now was the first time Yenya Lidu, Yenya Lucasin, Yenya Jerome Poku playing together in a game, in a World Cup game and knockout.
Now France the crowd only Haiti boy. France any Haiti. And I boy in a knockout game or World Cup. Come started 3 new different players or more that.
Emphasis about who try a force. Also, I lead the India force and a man by. But the center back, no center back.
The last time I hear you said a year film, wouldn't be able to. And now, wouldn't be able to. Quadro upon paper, so refia.
Yes.
Anytime I coach in the way son a year film, Biano, now you quadro upon paper and never ball. And now what happened? Onukadi at least he's played with Wesemo. He came against England. Moment and answer a year film. He was the one that came.
You are free defenders in a Sonny Amran Finfin.
I don't know upon the bread. Okay. Then I see it.
Bayaju say Ghana West World Cup. World Cup acquire ya nya de kra no. at the 2014 World Cup and a mini game.
Yeah.
But I do know that we scored 4 goals in that World Cup.
Yeah, 2014,
you lose 2-1 to USA. We scored 1. Me boy. You need Germany go 2-2. We scored 2. And Portugal in 2-1. We scored 1. You about 3 matches. And we scored 4 goals in 3 matches. This World Cup, you about 4 matches. We scored 2. World Cup na ekoya I said ya nya de ekra no. The 2014 World Cup, admittedly, and only the worst World Cup ayako. But even that, Ghana scored 4 goals World Cup we. So all the results, any stage you could do here, and the yastika. Obaka say Ghana are there in this World Cup than the 2014 World Cup. No. But Ghana played 4 matches in this World Cup and scored 2 goals. 2. Yeah. Ebi no born 1 shedi. Huh? Now when it's here. And I catch us a born here 1-0. Kabaka say oh Ghana ya there because it na close contest we wa. 1-0 there. Say say we gave a fight. And ebi a go back bi. Enra na wasenka Colombia for no e say more than 2. Ghana did not have a shot on target in the entire 90 minutes. No shot on target. Only Colombia for a shot on boy. Colombia had 20 shots. 8 of the 20 shots were on target. 8 shot on target against Ghana. Ghana did not have a single shot on target. In fact, we went to the World Cup without an attack. World Cup here, Koyi. Ghana went to the World Cup without any attack, any creativity. We basically did not have anything to attack and score goals. Who's a Ghana airline upper? The about Trimani said, 1 goal be Tomwa near defending NTB concede. For Ghana to score more than 1 in this World Cup, no, now extremely difficult because the way we set up. Any players now, and the responsibility of creating chances. Defenders can create, even strikers can create, midfielders can create, but the core duty they here for midfielders in the Ghana set up a party, Sibu, and Caleb, who among them is a creator.
Party.
Partner on be more for a creator no, and on also sitting in deep because he defended and he needed to protect our back line.
Yeah.
Sibo cannot create. Caleb no cannot create.
Then Caleb there after the yellow card, he was virtually useless in the game.
Caleb cannot create. Sibo ntimi create. Ya limited party Najuma so the man no. In fact, one of the omo year Juma kakra this World Cup Ghana for more mabaso kakra no Thomas Party.
And party it was good.
Party nepa no nko nepa and against England. Against England and Enra. Even in the face of this bad performance no. Party man up. Party showed up. But baby a party betimi akwa obetimi akwa creator no. And we free one more anymore. Was I just talk to one? So Partey needed to stay and play his role. See, me for the cinema sentiment criteria. Andy says so far through the wide areas. Wide areas in here. Inaki Williams, Kamadin, Fatau, Andy. Why they be criteria now? When I watch Inaki Williams, I will be Bawa. I don't see the same Inaki playing for the Blasters.
That's him waka.
The same thing I mean say who Semenyo who. And Semenyo gave an effort to do.
Yeah.
Andy, 4 games in a boy in Inano. Semenyo did not have a shot on target. I'm not saying say go. Go this one should be. Semenyo no nya wonderful season. Oh, Man City no comes to the World Cup, 4 games, played as an attacker. Sometimes we ball 10, sometimes we ball on the wide areas. And the Semenyo a closer to the goal post. 4 games, not one. And a Semenyo a ball a shot on target, not even one. Now Semenyo kwane husu idia. And Jordan no de enyom dey. Ghana's best player, Ediko World Cup, Semenyo, while not even a single shot on target in all the 4 games you in Yinano. Semenyo, any shot on target. Semenyo, Huswa, are you expecting anything better from Jordan? Are you expecting anything different from Kamadi in Hawaii? Kamadi in Kradie? Ebiano Nikwa Kosano. One can blast our bonding cover wheel. Because opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, until I say we show growth, until I say we need game. And among the no, I win the year pano, and honestly, or potential or talent, to do better. I'm saying we are saying temuda ba di nagu pombe china so party the man talent ba fa nyaduma. Your amount talent or potential no as en ka me live to the fullest of that potential no but won team one fa nya adwuma na ko podo fu. And Kamadin, I don't know what he brings on the table, minimum contribution this World Cup virtually nothing. So the midfielders are not creating, the wingers are not creating, the attackers are lacking services. We are not going to get a goal. And on the Ghana played 4 games at the World Cup. He scored 2 goals. In fact, worse than our worst World Cup in 2014. Nanka, obaya adie nanka otimi ni ya. Me radio station bi na ahokyere bae na ye ma boy bi be commentary. Boy ni commentary na etie commentary na say boy ni good. The next day man to aso. Ye nya adu se nke be fa no. Ye kra na in fact ye pe commentator kra na oni adwimu onye one of the people I think be consider kra. By a man opportunity no. Ye adwuma no. In fact, you are looking elsewhere looking for any commentator again. Brandon Thomas Asante yene game no yene Panama game no
Panama match
e dey ntine besi ne Brandon Thomas Asante enya a minute afterwards. The coach should be able to explain to Ghana for so Brandon Thomas Asante against Panama came on, probably became the brightest spot. Tabno Bemuno created a goal and we scored from South Chancellor creating. And why warm up? Somebody should give me one reason because maybe I cannot find one. Why you go to the World Cup? Brandon Thomas Asante will do so well in a game of free bench by. But free bench by I say or no, you're punishing for being good.
And so Lucas in Bishop good here man start.
You're punishing to say free bench by obey idea against Panama. Why afterwards if you Panama when you minute crowd? Who's any Croatia now decided say okay I qualify you into no Yama plays be moving no Yama minute.
There be ama.
Enra ya sa many minute adenjra. When your 3 midfielders are not creating, your wingers were not creating, the only player who are creating chance amount. Oh, World Cup no munina no. O man I warm up. Still, how many minutes? 1 minute. And you know,
na Jordan you are bad go do 75 minutes. Who coach you so nano neje die you say nano de no say Jordan airborne untimi mo quickly we in film the same person airborne untimi mo no man for 75 good minutes time Colombia for who say James Rodriguez intimi mo no quickly in the second half wa man
James Rodriguez Ghana nia nke coach ni in film na enyi Jordan film abeda James Rodriguez film Christopher Babonsu over how many minutes at this World Cup?
0 minutes.
You needed a creator. Not Christopher Babonsu. Me the missing man started. But give the player minutes. Man about 20 minutes be. Man about 30 minutes be. and we decided to stick to omo in our mind as a ya consivu ya adwum say we am na betimi aye adwuma no etiemu omumbo whether so mo ya ade na so mo nya ade o we still believe that maybe at a point in the game no they can create a magic, expecting a magic no ni atena ho saa before see enimbre ho so no na ma elite me denti ami enche me ase me okay and is that me work up here ko yi me kwa de mo ya ade se ni de me na me expect you. I was expecting our worst scoreline in this World Cup. My fear was that one other country be better match Ghana. Actually, I'm 5-0. I never expected to say better free group stage in Mukra to the next stage. The reason why, in fact, the old format now, and it can qualify you. World Cup they acquire qualifying no. Name to say, and now this second, as I know, it is already first. And I'll be the second before so be qualify. Where they at the third place at Biabem at 1980 qualify at the last World Cup, 2022 World Cup now. Kagana film group stage. You defend here because say and I defend you only proper defending in just one game pair. One game pair and they defend here against Croatia. We did not defend better. Against Panama, we won. Kept a clean sheet, but we did not defend better. Panama did not score because they were not clinical. Chances in Panama in the first half. No. See, a disaster chances in my Englander. Can England say? So the only game one, as a raising Ghana for hope, Ghana for expectation, said, you bet me a baby no. I England for no. I don't know Ghana for hope. Did not hope. Maybe they may try kakra, but I was just going along because I know Ukaka Bibia Tia Blasters obey hitter. Yashe first match, England about draw. What else are you going to say? Qualifying until the other kicking. We are member for money so idea. The Biamne movie you talk too much. I talk too much because I talk to be paid. So open numetia go and TD ambitious. Show we a talk show the entire show we say a casa show two casa me three casa do what do you expect us to do? Yeah monyom any answer yeah the other say yemesua de yeah research na yemeka sanchiro say yeah research ni enya wrong then you point to that say oh we dey enya wrong. That is where you have a conversation. Now can say casa do what do you expect us to do?
Ma me read this message na yenkotie enkomo a coaches no any players ni bi and they were coaching after the game make can say this is from Evans, the producer for Pure Morning Drive. Now Christian to say our overall performance in the World Cup was poor. We didn't stand to the occasion. Our performance in the campaign is in the same league with that of South Africa. On our game yesterday, as much as we all have developed a special love for Kalwi Ginchi, he cost us the goal. He was supposed to have at least confronted the attacker. But what was he doing? Just watching the ball. And from what Evans Ekano, time I pay me also the mommy. Clearly, now I also call it a bang. On the nose, baby, go on na. John Arias ran a pass, no. Ebenya sa touch. What was he doing? Evans, Meno ya binwa. Nam trust. Also, worst of my disappointments is in Fatawu Shaku. I have always thought Kudus was overshadowing him, and so this campaign was his time to show us that he is better. He is a better player, but he rather showed a pampered kid with a self-gloating ego. He feels himself as Cristiano Ronaldo, and yet he is a low-budgeted form of any standard winger. No clinical finishes, wasteful performance. Sir Poshwe, I totally agree with you. Minim Fatawu Shaku, minima smo bi akache. Minim so bi akache se ball no. Wo hunu bari di manin share in kan ball no wa. Fatawu, you have a lot to do. You have a lot to do. So Abdul Fattah Shaku. Sana Kamadin Suleiman aya Black Stars no. Omo about papa bia fama team da no. Ishaku. So one way ya. Ishaku so one way ya. Ebedu da bi Black Stars omo mfre wo. Bona wo bono. Sa performance na over Black Stars abeda na di no. So one kasa wo tenase. Ebu nkompo ahwe chi ahwe bona wo bona. Fatao sir ona fo na ka cho so we so you say obo enyo ba ku say isaku you have adwuma ye
and he has the potential
enu na ha adwene no
only Kamadini nyina
enu na Christian na ha adwene so o potential kita o mo ne on begina park ne so de ya o mo kira
20% potential kura Kamadini potential kura Ishaku no o share Ghana Premier League go bi tama no si akan wa ase no Dreams FC go bi o share Fatao o zira against Kotoko
national side nyina e wo under 20 ni ade nyino o gina center peda bo na akwa akose
ba ene Samre no na Fatao ye ka potential na la me am into the conversation o say Ishaku Spanish e bia nko developing more than the baby away because potential no honum potential no honum by nay minim mukran so mo sera mo team papa bia wo sa de team class akọ third division baby a ne club na kwa akodru no perfect opportunity to have gotten a new club this World Cup
stage we baby
a team ne kono baby anka be team dia make a very manka vosin asem so 40 years but even at 40 years no do abed na di World Cup no and the uya de ketwa bia o convince a lot of air clubs
na Gideon nya performance papa na say
yes
FC Colombia other class
yes and tinka use this World Cup make a case for yourself ebian game World Cup ni wie no na ebianka one of the newly promoted sides be and Albania Spain krana ebianka Spanish La Liga not a top club there but he's still playing the Spanish La Liga even the French League 1 ubenya biabo but after this tournament no yen kan kire me say Ghanaian player Benedict World Cup we showcase say up a new contract a new offer Ghana lose there but the biggest Obama lose pa no the players no Obama lose pa the players no and coach you know Madika we need the heart of Ghanaians after the England game. Was I winning Ghana for heart? Statement no release here after the flood no. I say empathy or more of a Ghanaian. Who statement now? He was talking about us or Kangana for us move. So he was speaking like say one of us. It's I'm Ghana for be pen asem. By nay Opa hit street in your boy England game ni no now benya be 90% of yes over ubenya 90% of Ghanaians are almost in can fair adwuma no and ni ratings no so better even though they may still be a number of people am ka say oba ere nche ye ma ne mre e bi obetima hye team na mai name no ratings na onye after England game no o de compare Enra game na ratings no so better Mamini Evans and I mean some Christian McCarthy. Evans last paragraph was talking about Fattah Shah because he made us miss kudos in this campaign. I agree with Atta Poku. We are not there. It was so difficult watching the team. We were only running around. How can we be 1-0 down in 88 minutes and still be giving back passes when we should be pushing? Charlie? Let me go and steady because if we keep on, we all will be super angry. Bunch of pampered players. Now, Christian D.
Argentina, Jordan, are you? Ghana, Enya, foul was center second person never born. Why? I don't remember image back. Sir, Yashe Ghana, Pekati. Na Ghana winning foul around the center area. Striker now go kusha go una South Africa. Ghana winning foul was center. Meaning Enra fouls everywhere. Jordan wanted to be the one to take it.
Now, do you blame Jordan? So there should be somebody Obakajo was a free kick known as Obo. On say Argentina nyakona kick ama Messi akojina so kopemda. Oh bida. Anytime be Argentina be nyakona kick no, Messi is the kicker. Messi na kobo kona kick no. Do you know why? Because on team pimbo no penalty area ho, oni height any da energy. I will bet me a pim. So Yamo be Messi in Kobo. No more bet me a pim ball and quite attack ball. Oh,
try to remember I'm a Jordan image in the move to my. Maybe I make a record say, will be aware, but I have one at least more back war in the second half. Now Ghana winning foul around the center area. 9 Maybe an abonada. Maybe an abonada. Jordan, are you not making it?
Now look at even the arrangement. How are we attacking? We're Colombia for no. To say, yeah, numbers no 1, 2, 3, 4. Baby, 1, 2, 3, 4. No more say no 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As I go back to much 6. Ya bahasia, Andy, your 1, 2 at Penawasi, 2 near Wasi, no. Almost say no 1, 2, 3, 4. Players not can away. Yeah, but free kick. For the Jinabonechi. Yeah,
and your free kicker, a band box, I ever was you.
Yeah, Copecate no. I able free kick no. The original free kick that you know out of the ball because of one team attack ball. And yes, I was 3 players almost said ball nechi. All these things are coaching. These things when now coaching. And you know, Andy, Obobo ball no and Gusi baby because there's no channel between my bobo yafa, everything the productivity be a bro. Yeah, never mbufu. Mine koya yenina we enjoyed from it. And that's today na Blasters winning our game na. Unim ka benefit am for be free one. And then ka kodum ko he. Come for them ayeto.
You go for Jesus.
Jesus ya ko fa ba ya bebeton ni nyina engade wan e beto Blasters GCB mu. Eti Blasters ne koya yenina we benefit from it. Eti nkoye na ye kan memma ye wo se wo pe Blasters ne sinobi. And now you're Ghana nisi no be. Yen nyina Ghana for probably every cry and me to taxes no. Eti nyawo ni say open Blasters asemo pay individual players be asemo to the point that ye come asem pe na akwa say what tie omo me meta Blaster me be body. Me ye Blaster player be free mu a me na me kwa akobo. What do I stand to benefit from hating a Blaster player? What do I stand to benefit me? Me dey na me free. Dear the Blaster player be who can ask them so anya de now who can ask them say yenyini free mu a what do you stand from so benefit from that? You don't benefit from any of it. Ni say in the supreme interest of the Blasters no yen for personal interest in tonchen. Yen for personal interest no therefore the bigger responsibility lies with the FA. Oh, you are the managers of the national teams. National team, you know, I bind ya, I bind ya, yen the national team, yen dia. Yen na team manage. Any dia someone na manage. Direction na mode Ghana football econo. Any Blasters econo. Blasters economy, and you seem not to even identify the problem. Talk to them and listen to them. We are on the wrong path. Bring back the love. Ghana football is back. Ghana football is doing well. Ghana League is among the top 10 in Africa. When you know very well, sir, Ghana League, you know, and this the net here 10 years ago. Blasters and this the net, most of them at the bad national team, you know, and they ever qualify for the 2006 World Cup. You know. When we had our best World Cup, best World Cup, you know, and it was 2010. Do you know why? Because again, near under 20, Aquaquaji the World Cup the previous year in 2009, and the now year players about a main national team. No, major problem. The day was there. Ajamambedu was there. Several key players, Jonathan Mensah, all of them. They migrate almost from the under 20 to the Blasters, and they can players or more Blasters or munye or munkode bimra, and the kofa progression waifa. What is the succession plan? A waifa. We are failing to plan, and once we are failing to plan, we are planning to fail. failure no enye first time ni and me say emperinfo nyintum let's be honest to ourselves. Nyintum say Ghana football is sick, Ghana football is going down, until we begin to admit that we are sick, we are not going to seek for treatment.
Yentie coaches no after the game, Carlos Queiroz ready to just say also Colombia team no na omo better at the chain.
Intense game, tough game when both teams, I guess, as I expect. When we start the game, as we expect, we start the game with the full speed, with a lot of intensity, passing, and we try to answer to Colombia and stop them. But unfortunately, the goal came too early for us. Was a difficult moment for us. We lost the ball with the right back. The second player when he was not on top of the game. It took some time for us to adjust and recover from that substitution. Exactly the goal came in the moment that we tried to.
I won't venture sound no any too clear, but then now coach Carlos Queiroz and I team how better. The Colombians were now also to just say so kind of tournaments like this no you hear more experienced players.
Yeah, the Ghana team it's a very young team. We need more experience and especially we need time for some players to really what we call maturity. So when you play this kind of competition in this level, you can not only count with the enthusiasm of the youths. The enthusiasm is nice, it's okay, bring you a lot of extraordinary things in the game, but when it is time to make crucial decisions, for instance, in the middle of the park, you control the ball with the shoulders against the opponent. Not time to dribble, not time to give 3 touches on the ball, because when you do that, in one game like this, you get caught and you lose ball. And this happens a lot of times in the phases in the game today. Worse than first of the quality of Colombia, which is a reality. Worse for us was when we play against ourselves. That is something that is difficult to control. We can try to control the opponents with good defending, good organization, good discipline, but it's difficult to play when ourselves we play against us. Back passes that isolate the floor, lost passes in dangerous.
Right, for Coach Carlos Queiroz, and now sounds to just say on the earlier substitution, Abrantia friends and Marvin Senaya, I'll say at the key minutes and Sana Ali Seidu and so Ebe get team to the game. But Jerome Poku, Eddie Atigas, and that game plan, and it's almost winning. Colombia, at the key almost chance, and a Maomu, a winning game.
Details of the game, they took their chance. We had a couple of chances we didn't take ours and they won the game. So not much I can say. The game plans to win. Colombia done that. We did, so congratulations to them.
See, Jerome Poku say Colombia for no take your chance. Ghana failure to take our chances. Now chance is creativity. Jerome decided to get on a little say to replace Marvin Sanayano.
I think coming off the bench is difficult. Obviously, you need to be ready. Lady's a great player, and Marvin is too. As you said, it was unfortunate Marvin's injury. The flow of the back four, but I'm feeling enough. We've done a good job. There's good on that side, which is unfortunate. So just need to look back at it and see where we can improve it.
Clearly, just as not yet, Kano, Jerome soon said time. Ali Bisedi Berbino, he didn't look like he was prepared for the game. He was just there and Obai. Jordan, are you the captain of the side? Let's say Ghana team we had a new manager and about a month or two before the start of the tournament. Now, new manager bar after and players ever adapted to the system. About the sana 1 or 2 months, no, expect to say ever click right away.
he feels is best for the team, and there's nothing to say about it. Because we qualified, and you guys, don't forget, we have a new manager. He just came 2 months ago and tried to install his style, and now people are adjusted. We don't just adjust within 1 month or 2 months. That doesn't work like that. We have to accept. We came here, we could see that defensively we were better. Defensively we were better, but then we fell short a bit offensively. So we have found the right balance now. It's all about work, and the manager needs time. He's a very good manager. You need time for him to do his job, and fully things will be better.
See, Jordan, so time I coach in the bar, now a better time. Go there, and players be adapted to the system. Now, we are not together. Also, on one case personally, me hopes, and it's coach Carlos Queiroz, ebe stay as Ghana young coach. Jordan.
Us and it was being positive, obviously, to be honest, he's done a great job, to come in, and it's not easy. I've been in the game for a while now to know that sometimes you need 5 months, 6 months to understand your ways, and he came in, and after a month or two, we started implementing what he asked us to do, and they worked well at some point, but at some point we fell short, so like I said, he needs more time. I hope he stays. I personally hope he stays, because I think for me or her, I just feel like he's the right person to take us to the next level and to the next step. I wish he could have had a better ending, but let's see what happens in the future. So I don't want to call names, but you have enough quality players, and they just have more belief in themselves that they can do it, and one person is after we don't speak after a defeat. There's no point of being speaking that much. The most important thing is that the boys want to do and to congratulate them and to analyze what went wrong, what went on well. That's the most important thing. That my future is not important. What is important now is to go on holidays and just rest and do what next.
I know a captain for the Black Stars of Ghana. Jordan, are you? And you tell me a game I send a message say, Jordan, you una bet you coach. Man in the but what's your coach? Jerome, can say Colombia for it take you more chances than that.
John Bono Obobi Bo and Ribi. He ain't take chances. He criticize. You do not even have a shot on target. O say he ain't take chances. Born one mobi. Colombia for a greater percentage of ball possession, and I'm saying also Biada. And also, I no pay no far the phone. Who give me 1-0. Obaka say na a close contest. Who say 3-0 crowd here? Necessary for no buffon from. Ben no born here boy no. On the evidence of play, now say Colombia for the share bear 3-0. Na debi a yeko World Cup yeko tournament ba ne ku feli ba. And some so mo kachire before say be tournament no. Yeko feli ba afi no be kachire. And yet, new coach in the buy in a short time, the minister can say, World Cup.
Aye. Minister, let us lower down our expectation, because what it takes to win the World Cup, we do not have it. But yeah, the one you made Diagro, see a catch say Ghana team World Cup, and you'll be happy about it. Me, I make catch say, Pabonini. Jordan say new coach bar, it will take time for them to adapt to the system. All these factors considered, and I'm say Mokoji World Cup yaba. A Quebec World Cup no, and I catch and say there's a new coach. You're not injured to certain key players in Nintino. We are going to do our best and try say you better try say best show my name Munyamwa. And what lower everybody's expectation. But in the face of all these things, we were told by the minister, and the one Bob Mamiti said, Ghana Kwako did this World Cup. I told the minister, said, Minister, you are talking too much. You ain't even did this World Cup. In fact, we do not even have what it takes to even win the next AFCON. The next AFCON Krano, Ghana knew what it takes to win the next AFCON, because even though Senegal are disappointed, border other countries in Ebono. In fact, Andy, let me place it on record. Said ne one Ghana Timini very more. Border Keveda Babono. Shadow Mose 2023 na. Near say ye fluke no. One shady Keveda says ye be more.
ombe ho adwuma
ba me mountie minister asem na okan ma mountie bi go unzo interest minister Kofi Adams.
When we started, we were 48. We were confident that we are also chasing the trophy. Now the numbers have been reduced by 16. 32 are going to the next round. We still think that we are heading towards clinching the trophy. Some have started falling out. And I know we will be part of the 16 who will continue to chase. And we will be part of the 8 who will continue to chase. And then eventually to the 2. So that is our project. That is what we are working towards. And we are winning a round of 32 game. And then we go and face whoever is ready for us, whether it is Algeria or it is Switzerland, and then also baptize them and carry on. That's all that we wish for. That's why we are here. We know it is for any of the team that is participating to win, but we are also here to win. And so we are taking it game after game. There's so much confidence in camp, but then they are not complacent. That's what gives me joy. There's confidence. They are not afraid of any opponent. They are not afraid of any opponent. Even though before we moved in here, nobody gave them any chance. They have confidence in themselves.
Reason.
The first time a minister comes as me, I disagree with the minister. I went on social media and I saw someone typing, insulting me, say what is wrong if the minister is being optimistic? What kind of wrong optimism is that? Say I say Missy Kadam accounts me 100 cities. Now my show boss said I make a Range Rover, and you believe it because I wanted to be optimistic. Because I wanted to be hopeful. Minister, it is not every country that comes to the World Cup with the hopes of Babeji. No correct. Country 42 na 48 na ba World Cup no. Enyo obi na ba World Cup so Babeji. Curaçao came to the World Cup by not intention of Babeji World Cup ni bi. They came to make a statement. So men friends what Jim say once you qualify for the World Cup, every team be qualify for the World Cup no. The plan to win the World Cup. In fact, since they started saying about World Cup no, only my mind do I World Cup no. Only 8 countries have won the World Cup. 8. And about this anybody bet me outside the age. A bet me ballroom about the World Cup. Minister, let's be realistic. When you are telling can some for face reality and based on reality, you talk to the people. We don't have what it takes to win the World Cup, but we are going to the World Cup and do our best. After the World Cup, we are going to sit down, have a plan. So the blasters, in the subsequent tournament, we do not even have a plan for the next AFCON. That is what my worry is. The next AFCON, Andy, what is Ghana's plan of winning the next AFCON? We don't have one. The plan you started in fact blaster players Blaster Fouls show Mampenibo so omanya the best preparation since omumba Blasters camp and they were going to the AFCON to win it Nana Akufo is our promise that is when they gave us their worst performance at the AFCON. And you're going to win, you are going to do well, and yet by mouth, it is by plan. What is your plan? You don't have one. You don't have one. A minister be him or na football person be him. Oh, Ghana is going to the World Cup. You are going to win now. Gidia, me, I cannot force you to say wow choice. Believe it at your own peril. But me, nobody can come and convince me say we are going to win the AFCON and expect me to believe it. I will not believe it because I'm not realistic. And you knew what it takes to do it. And what it takes to do it, we are not willing to do it. Dear Morocco, and oh, they are scouting. Minister, say committee do on myself for me a committee of former blaster players. We known internationally. As a Mojan, Michael Lessie and Noah, you say in Kwano or mobile for Sufro, no minimum form committee. Name first and scout for Ghanaian players now. Yawo more baby now, Andy, or more the Ometimia Bamagana. Let's begin to scout them. Morocco Naibino. Morocco to me first 11. None of the players were born in Morocco. Even Morocco no league in Yenu. Ebo Omo team now. Omo first 11, there is no player from the Moroccan league. I started from Morocco. Adentra, because they identify a Moroccan players now. Omuchi akan baby on betimi aba Morocco no and no de omaba sa 18-year-old boy Boadino someone who na osi akan no no we 18 years and the almost scouting in term he's playing for them. Yeah, Tikroma says ko fa di nketia any Hawks no doy dey no ka kire we no to say almost the obi o hazi but work up ko yi players na boy na omo attack ye no why na we better than the nketia any Hawks no doy. The next plan our minister say put together a committee of renowned well-known Ghanaian footballers. Or minister players in kasa minister only player ko kasa onti because onimo because onimo but Michael Essien is a player in kasa obetie Michael Essien because or related to Michael Essien oni Asamoah be kasa because or related to Asamoah eti anto enwani mu ye di ande Ghana ni team eni ni kwaye nua kese ni wu me nua kese ni wu no enkitwa bia no ani ehod mu a ebesi akese na namu. So there is no immediate replacement for players bia and okasa ali do say di nkwa andi hwanema. What is your plan? Project be no waye our replacement onni bi and you know let's begin to identify sa Ghana for now and the Ewoma Buchire no they have the potential and no bia keke no bia ye wona Buchire keka and the benya no subu kroma say there and yenfa kroma say there na but I can identify a few one of them and the ultimate say omo the potential bia England and expect wonya England or Spain wonya Spain or other country bi wonya other country no and the nanka yen France no mo nkasa ntem niamhwe the approach and who will lead that project. And the hanya sadia ebesa ko the next tournament abetrase ni asa abawalu ni asa kwan say enkosi baby because what it takes to do the right thing we are not willing to take it, and the same path we are on the wrong path, we are not ready say change direction and sa direction and amano e whole resource na be yenyi unua hudi nkotwa kuku
asemo asem now Christians say na waka no yeah intensify scouting because you have bought 2 AFCONs 2027 2028 yeah you will World Cup and so so I think that we need to plan very well now and also Chris I want to mention say coach no you remember not to aso a you man clear earlier say you man to aso so a na so member na kwa o man nko na de obeba ne mrantem ana me bo Christian say we never to aso a you man hu so to aso then no just like now cast out na say me I'm sure say it's only fair and firm say or no so to aso a then he will know how to go about the scouting. And I'm sure said now okay say yeah probia mo many players are here pay no money in Koma menya sure say Christian say Carlos Queiroz Fafon Efre Hawks no doy Efre din ketia say look Ghana ama me contract say the next 3 years me build a team and my show I know you
yes
me be say you part of project now Hawks no doy be wusunity
nkomo bi won mo a onim say Sika Akono made an approach to Jeremy Doku and yet the reason why Jeremy Doku decided not to play for Ghana no and yet public negative publicity around the Black Stars and also scare players off. Yeti Chroma say ni esi o eko camper ye fe obi tawala ni pakro no afi bo no ntimi mo obi boot or the national na ne ho no and those negative stories around the Black Stars no there was a Black Stars coach or call a tournament by Ebeka say Juju or Black Star camp no was too much me boa saa nkrofo ya wo mo abuchiri no saa ne manema no and it scared them yɛnti kroma se man nkrofo ma nye dana ko bu nsamani akoye okura pada keke ya wo hu yi amanfo anyene so yejujuman
pada man
eti Ghana fo na ya wo mo abuchiri ne hu saa negative stories around the blasters and the neighbor oni parent ne kasa they fear say our the neighbor ba wa hwe bi di juju be say no saa negative publicity no let's know how to manage emma bontin enya ba bontin a ade se me ba fiase yi me ba yedwuma fiase yi na ade a matime say fiase die wo ye betu oduru a it doesn't matter the amount of money you promise me, I may not come. Oh baba say we refuse bi na ka say if you for there PFM for no sem we near to oduro it doesn't matter the offer, it doesn't matter how the project may be doesn't matter how project and you pay creative, but the fear say obi the aduro be say wo no e ma wo ma sa negative publicity around the blasters no let's know how to manage it. And a blasters are players na come masem no so no and the new be the number kasa keke you are a minister or portfolio no was so my ecclesian but my ecclesian ne kasa only my ecclesian more than you the minister. Yeah. Let's form a proper committee. Nigeria for ye bi na kanu ne do enwango kanu ne lead say you know one kanu any player ne kasa the player relate more to one kanu than your sports minister because your name sports minister no see they say ya dia the next AFCON no me I am not a prophet of doom, but we hear sequence. Not even predicting what will happen. It's this sequence. Any the equation. I'm not expecting Ghana to do better in the next tournament until we begin to change the way we do things.
Ma memfa Ghana form enchre o madwene Ghana form kasa na omunchre o madwene on our Black Stars. Yemie phone lines no na yini nkomo. The numbers to call 0240929256. 0240929283 ofra no atwena wagene me pacho World Cup no e ma na wie Ghana na afri mu ene Brazil and Norway 8 p.m. Damiadma ene Canada and Morocco 5 p.m. Paraguay France 9 p.m. Brazil Norway Damiadma